Hey, what is up guys? So we are going to be taking a look at the top 32 from YCS Prague, which just took place this weekend. We're going to be looking at the top 32 decks, and then we'll also talk a little bit more about some of the metagame, as well as some of the more hype moments, and then we'll talk a little bit about other things that I know a lot of you guys wanted me to mention on, and then we'll also talk about some of the tech cards that the top 8 won in Dimensions. Anyways, let's go and jump into it. So as far as the metagame goes, because this is the first YCS we've had after that adjusted ban list, so Draco Performapal is looking to be still very dominant, which is the main pendulum deck. Everyone that was playing Pepe is now playing Draco Performapal. If they, wanted to still recycle some of the cards that they had. So, still very, very dominant. And you can see like kind of like a 2-to-1 ratio of this versus like the Cosmos and the Monarchs, which is still a very strong deck. And there's also Burning Abyss, still slightly relevant, but they're going to get even stronger, not only because more players will have access to playing the deck due to the reprint of all of the cards in the Gold Series Infinite Gold, but also the Beatrice card that's coming out, that's going to improve them significantly, and there'll probably be more players not only playing the deck, but again, it's going to boost up the deck. Also, Cosmos will probably see an increase in play due to everything getting reprinted in the Gold Series Infinite Gold. Sometimes, guys, players, just can't afford some of the cards, and that is due to how many players not only attend the event, but attend the event playing that specific deck. So, Draco Performapal is looking still relatively strong. There's a lot more Perform Mage and Performapal cards coming out in the future, so obviously that deck is still looking relatively strong. As far as Cosmos goes, we don't know what the new cards are going to be because it is a TCG exclusive, but I'm hoping that next card, the new Planet card, is going to be super strong. But we'll just have to wait and see for that. As far as Monarchs go, we just got the Super Quantums. A lot of people are using that engine. I have a video already discussing that and showing you guys how to play the deck. And it's basically the combos of it. It's basically you get to recycle some of the cards over and over again. But anyways, I'll leave that down below in the description box. But anyways, that said, there was a really hype moment. This guy that was playing Cosmos, he super had game. Like, he had Anti-Spell Fragrance, he had Mask of Restrict against a Monarch player. And if you played Monarchs, you'd understand, this is a very difficult field to deal with. But the funniest thing happened in the turn of events, Battle Fader won him the game, man. And he won essentially because of time, not essentially because Battle Fader gamed him. But it gamed him because of time, and it's just something that you got to be aware of in Yu-Gi-Oh! And time is still of the essence, and I feel bad for him. Man, it really would suck to lose to, like, things like the Magical Explosion FTK. There was someone trying a version, there was a lot of people trying a lot of versions of Monarchs. I know when the deck first got announced with, like, Magical Explosion. There's a lot of FTK Monarchs. I'll leave those down below in the description box if you guys want to check that out as well. But losing in time to a Battle Fader has to be one of the more disappointing things that players run into. But it's still part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, and it's still pretty hype. But anyways, now I want to talk a little bit about some of the players' tech choices that they wanted to mention. This is actually over in the blog article, the event coverage, but I think I want to talk a little bit more about it and kind of like respond and also get your guys' opinion on the subject. So, this guy over here, he's playing Cosmos, and all it comes down to is we want to look at the side deck choices or tech choices that people are talking about. So this guy over here is playing Cosmos, and he's mentioning he likes to side in Magic Deflector against Monarchs and Pepe, and it helps him protect his Anti-Spell Fragrance. So this card over here, Magic Deflector, for the rest of this turn, negate all equip field and continuous quick play spell card effects on the field. So he's obviously able to protect his stuff. That could be pretty advantageous. Next up, this other guy over here, he was playing Burning Abyss, and he just talks about maxing in effect. But I think those are really relevant. Everyone already knows about them. But, I figure I'd mention some of the players that, had some other, like, crazy techs that maybe some of you guys are unfamiliar with. Now, this guy, I like his shirt, though. Forsen Boys. Anyways, so he is actually playing Draco Pals, and he wanted to mention that he side decks Trap Eater. Now, Trap Eater is a very, very good card. It's been side decked multiple times, but there's always newer players jumping into the game. So how you special summon this is by sending a face-up trap card your opponent controls to the graveyard. It is a level 4, and it's got 1900 attack, plus it is a tuner, so that can help you make a lot of different things in the game. Obviously, I don't know if some of you guys watched the finals and stuff, but Stardust Dragon proved to be a pretty strong card in the game. But Next up, this guy, he's got one of the best techs, actually. This guy, Marvin, over here, he's playing Cosmos. This card over here, the Humble Sentry, a lot of players don't know about this card, but it says, reveal your hand, choose one card, and shuffle into the deck. Wow, what a great effect, right? He's just a troll player, and I thought that was hilarious. No, it's not good. People that were trying to... He's just joking. It even says here, smiles. He's just trolling, guys. There were so many people saying, no, he's doing it so then, like, you know, his opponent will think he has something. Then, no, you guys are overthinking it. It's like the time when Halo was competitive and people were like, oh, how do you, like, shoot the AR? Do you burst it? It's like, no. It's just a troll. There's no strategy to running the Humble Sentry, guys, for the most part. There might be some crazy build that uses this card in some crazy, like, OFDK, FTK, but no. Don't run this card, guys. Don't try to think of how this card is good in Cosmos. It's not. It's terrible. But, yeah, you know, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sheep, quote-unquote, will believe anything. If some, like, players, oh, he top-8'd, dude. He side-decked this card. He's just trolling, guys. Anyways, so this guy over here, he was playing Pepe with Guiding Ariadne, which is the card that lets you search out the counter traps. Pretty good stuff. And he was actually running triple Silver Claw and he Beetle. So Silver Claw is effective when this card declares an attack. All perform upon monsters you control gain 300 attack until the end of the battle phase. So he's running triple those. And in addition to that, he said he really liked Key Beetle. Key Beetle can actually protect some of your cards. He actually mentions it. It protects his floodgates. So yeah, Key Beetle, very strong card indeed. Next up, this guy Jesse, he was actually playing Monarchs, and he was talking about the Super Quantums, which I'm going to recommend you guys just to watch the video so you guys can understand how the engine works, as well as it'll give you guys a deck profile. It was a top OCG one, so I don't have any of the deck profiles yet, but I'll probably get them for you guys later down the line. Definitely want to share those decks with you guys. Anyways, next up, this is also a card a lot of people were talking about. So he was playing Perform Pal Perform Mage with Armageddon Knight, and he was running Pendulum Rising, which is a card a lot of people are interested in trying out now because obviously Perform Pal Perform Mage got hit. We got to you know, fix some of those cards that were hit by the adjusted list. So it's a spell card that says send one monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon from your deck one Pendulum monster with the same level as the sent monster's original level, but destroy it during the end phase. You can only activate one per turn, so it just lets you get your key cards out a lot faster. This guy over here, he was playing Monarchs, and his tech card was to play Solemn instead of a Third Prime Monarch. And then Foolish Burial turned out to be a great pick this weekend. It won me his last game. Would never play the Quantum Engine. So some people like the Quantum Engine, some people don't. But it's totally up to you guys on that. Like I said, if you guys want to check out the Quantum build, he personally didn't like it. It all comes down to player preference, as some of you guys know in games. But pretty sweet stuff. Congrats to all you guys that made it on the top 8. But I would like to know, guys, what is a deck that you guys think is going to be very strong? Personally, for me, looking at this and perhaps going forward into the next ban list, I feel like, you know, Atlanteans, they got some more support, but it was just so mediocre. I feel like what they should do is if they put like if they go Diva to 2 or 3, and they go like the Dragoons to 3, we're looking at a much more competitive deck. So hopefully Konami, by looking at this list, they sense that the Mermails are a little bit competitive, but not competitive enough, and they can just give it another little boost, because that's one of my favorite decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! But besides Plant Synchro, but that's not even an archetype. But you can see everything is basically an archetype. And I want to know, what was this other deck over here? I know a lot of you guys want it too. I'll get the deck profiles of a lot of these top decks for you guys later on in the week, but like I said, I feel like the Draco Perform Pal deck, or Pepe essentially, has evolved, and some of you guys that you know, thought that it was going to die off the ban list, yes, it got hit pretty hard, but there is more support coming out for this deck, so I highly recommend some of you guys that maybe are interested in picking the deck up. Well, a lot of stuff is getting reprinted in the gold stuff, but you don't need to get rid of your stuff immediately. There is going to be more support coming out for this archetype, and you know, depending on the ban list, it is technically still one of the most dominant decks, because a lot of you guys have asked me about, you know, what do I think of the deck? Do I think it should be hit and stuff like that? Hit harder essentially after this. And the way I see it is the most dominant deck. So it either comes down to buffing other things, like either give Monarch some more support, or nerfing Draco Perform Pals. It all comes down to how they want to do it. Usually they end up doing something along the lines of both. Like Cosmos will probably get a new card. Well, they are getting a new card, but it's going to be a good new card. And then also they will hit the Draco Perform Pals. And in addition to that, I know a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about this. Like I said, and I've mentioned it before in previous videos, everyone does misplay. There was a play, this was actually during the finals, the guy goes Stardust Effect, if you guys want me to mention it. The guy activates Stardust Effect and he doesn't get it back. He just like forgets, then phase Stardust comes back. Yeah, it happens. It didn't matter, he still won anyways, and there are a lot of misplays that happen, and that's just, you know, any card game is just going to have those misplays because it's not automated. Yes, there is people watching this, but, you know, guys, mistakes happen in card games. Not saying that it's like, you know, it's okay, we should brush it off and never talk about it, but the thing is, you know, it's just going to happen. You know, sometimes you get too caught up in the game, and like I said, there are people that are watching this, and the chat was going crazy and stuff like that when those kind of things happen, which was pretty awesome stuff indeed. So congrats to, oh, the guy that won, by the way, he was playing Draco Perform Pals, and his name is Urk Kovacic. I don't know, that's the exact pronunciation, sorry if I slaughtered your name over there, but congrats to you for showing that Draco Perform Pal, or Perform Mage Perform Pal, essentially, is what some people like to call it, because it is essentially the same. It's the pendulum deck of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. It is still very dominant indeed. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and like I said, let me know what decks you guys are thinking that will get buffed or hit over here. Like I said, looking at this, I feel like Burning Abyss is definitely getting a buff. Monarchs are getting a buff. Maybe down the line, that's something that we don't know about, but Burning Abyss getting a buff, Cosmos are getting a buff, because it just comes down to Beatrice for Burning Abyss, then Cosmos, we have the announcement of a bunch of new cards. We don't know what they're going to be, but I think that was called like Dark Planet or something like that. As far as Phantom Knights, I don't know of any support coming out from them, but I think this deck might have been too new for players to really fully grasp and understand how to play the deck. But as far as Atlanteans, I'm hoping like Diva to multiple, and maybe Dragoons to 3, and we'll see some more Mermills back in the game. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about any of the topics, and show your support by giving that like button a titty slap. And I'll see you guys later. It's been your boy Will Smith, signing out.